Everyone, welcome to Calhoun Aviation Experience. My name is Leighton Calhoun, and today we're here at Tallahassee International Airport, and we'll be flying Breeze Airways for the first time from here in Tallahassee over to Fort Lauderdale. Breeze Airways recently entered service into Tallahassee with routes to Fort Lauderdale and Raleigh-Durham, so we're going to try it out today, heading to Fort Lauderdale in their first class Breeze Ascent. Tallahassee Breeze Airways does not have check-in kiosks, so we're gonna go ahead and we did online check-in. So you can either do online check-in or you can go in-person check-in. So yesterday we did online check-in, so we're gonna go through TSA and head over to the gate. We just passed TSA. We're here at gate A1 where our flights will be departing to Fort Lauderdale. Departure times at 2:17. Boarding begins at 1:47, and the doors close at 2:02. So we'll be going ahead and boarding shortly. We're at the gate right now here in Tallahassee. So I decided to share a couple things about Breeze Ascent. So we're going to be in first class. Breeze calls on their bundles the nicest, but it's also called Breeze Ascent. So we'll be flying first class on seat 2A today. So we get a good engine view today. So once we get on board, of course, we'll show that. But Breeze has three bundles. They have the nicest or Ascent where you get free Wi-Fi, free complimentary snacks, drinks. You get zone 1 boarding and you're like the first to board. You also get to be able to have free Wi-Fi on board. Then they have the nicer seats, where they claim extra legroom. Then the nice bundle, which is like standard economy, but nicer, you get Wi-Fi service, but Wi-Fi is purchased. That is for purchase on nicer seats. It's like $8 or something like that. You do food and drinks for purchase because Breeze Airways is a buy on board program. And then you have the nice, which is standard economy. You're like the last to board, which is zone 2, and you have to purchase Wi-Fi, snacks, and of course all the other amenities where you get bring on a carry-on bag, and if you want to bring on other bags, you have to pay for that. But so far, this is a nice airport. Breeze Airways is a new airline. I'm excited to try it. I've never flown on Breeze, so we get to see on the A220-300. We get to see if it goes down today. A little weather coming into Tallahassee though. It's a little dark, but shouldn't nothing major. So we'll be on our way shortly. One, we're gonna give a little airport tour here. Of course, you can get some food here in Tallahassee. It's called Live Oak Grill. There's some nice foods here on the way. Of course, the Delta planes now boarding. A Delta plane's boarding over to Atlanta. It's all customers right now. Let me see if I could show y'all a little bit. Look at that. Delta 717. It's heading over to, of course, Atlanta. So at gate B1, I'm going to continue down here. It's boarding all customers right now. Really nice. Really good. Let me give y'all a good shot of this aircraft. You can get a nose. See here. There it is. So just got word 5 minutes before they close the boarding door. Really nice. Very nice. So looking on the arrival and departure schedule, of course, our flight is down there. Breeze Airways heading over to Fort Lauderdale. Currently on time. Gate A1. Very nice. Alright. Gonna keep going down. We ask that everyone please like and subscribe on this flight. We're doing, hopefully we can do a lot more trip reports here in Tallahassee. Hopefully we get enough time. Hopefully we can catch this Delta plane pushing back here. Of course, that's the view. I believe 717 is like a really great aircraft. It's old, but it's definitely a flyable aircraft. This is nice. So nothing on this side. I mean, it's Tallahassee, so it's a lot quieter. So we're gonna head to the other side of the terminal, to the Alpha terminal. Head on the other side. Maybe we can catch some American planes there. On the Concourse A side. Of course, American and Breeze Airways serves out of here, as you can see. at Concourse A. They have Capital City new gifts where you can get gifts and swag and stuff. Also, you can get snacks there. They have a little Dunkin' Donut over here if you want to get snacks or anything like that. So we're going to hit Concourse A and find some aircraft. So we're here at Concourse A. That's the Breeze Airways flight over to Fort Lauderdale. So on time, actually, and E-145 is just now pushing back here at Tallahassee. It's about to head out. See if I can get a good shot of it. There it is, E-145 headed over to Charlotte. And it's, of course, about to depart. Let's see if we can go down. So Tallahassee has a couple of gates here. They have Bravo 6 or B6, B5. They have B3, and they have B1 on the Concourse B side. For Concourse A, they have A1, which we'll be departing out of, A3, A6, and A5. So these are really nice gates. Let's head over to A3 and see if anything's coming. Alright, so the flight heading to Dallas Fort Worth right now is, or coming from Dallas Fort Worth, is going to be parking at gate A3, which is really nice. It's about to go ahead and go over to Texas today. This is like one of the quieter side of the airport. There it is. Heading to Dallas Fort Worth. And the next flight, of course, will head to Miami, but by then we'll already be gone. And then the flight that just left is closed, went to Charlotte. So let's go ahead and see if I can get y'all a good view of the E-145. And there it is, the E-145. That's going to head over to Charlotte. It's about to head on taxi out. So runway 27 and 9 is closed right now because it's under construction. So that's where it's going, over to Charlotte. Very nice. There it is, the E-145 headed out to Charlotte. So it should be about an hour and a half flight over to Charlotte. And they'll return back to Tallahassee tomorrow. Everybody, the 717 is just now pushing back, leaving Atlanta, starting its engines right now. Really nice. There it is, 717 headed to Atlanta. This is Delta's older aircraft, and they still fly them here to Tallahassee, which is really, really nice. Hopefully I get to catch one, probably connecting in Atlanta or something, but definitely want to get on a 7-1 one day, and if I do, we'll definitely do a trip report on it. Beautiful aircraft, very nice. Here it goes, it's headed out to runway 18. Hopefully we get to see it depart Tallahassee. This is the 717 that's heading to Atlanta today. Should be arriving, it's about a 45 minute flight to Atlanta, and then it'll come back to Tallahassee eventually. Number 1, CRJ 900 from Dallas Fort Worth. Just landed in Tallahassee. It's parking at gate A3. It's about to pull into the gate. So I head back to Dallas. It boards in 15 minutes, or a really quick turnaround. Really nice aircraft. There it is. It's gonna be heading back to Dallas in about 15 minutes. American Eagle operated by PSA. I don't know if you could see it, but it got FIFA World Cup, a little sticker on it, and the 100 years of American Airlines. So it's about refuel, deboard real quick. It's gonna be a really nice turnaround. Everyone, the captain has invited us in the cockpit. Look at that. Wow. Really nice plane. Very high tech. It's real nice.
Here you go, man. These are
Thanks
our brand
so
new
much.
ones. They're the
Yes.
5th anniversary ones, so we just got those a few months ago.
Thank you so much, sir.
Of course.
Thank you so much. Welcome
Another
aboard
item
Breeze
completely
Ascent.
underneath the seat in front of
You're
you.
on first class.
Forget
We're going to
seat
check a
rows
little
under
bit
seat
out.
stowage.
See,
Items
first of
placed
all,
in
we
overhead
have
bin for takeoff
the
and landing. For those guests seating the
for
exit seat, please
any
attach your
jackets
safety
or anything,
information
which is
card
really
located in the
cool.
seat back pocket.
We
If food
have
cannot meet the criteria from the functions listed on the card, please notify a crew member and we'll be happy to receipt you.
little
The
device
flight crews in the
holder.
aisle to assist you and
If
help you find your
need
seat.
any
Once again, welcome
device,
aboard. Enjoy
of
your
course,
flight.
they don't have to flag your camera. Seat pocket, really nice and fluffy. The seat reclines. Let's see. We have. So they're having a little issue with the seat recline, which isn't such a big problem. There's storage under the seat. They have a USB-C, USB, and a charging port for your computer or anything like that. There's a little tray table holder for your snacks and drinks. There's storage in the sides of the seats, which is real nice. Adjustable headrest. Really nice. This is the outside view. A220. This little opener device opens. Really nice aircraft. Alright. See. And little tray tables come out on the side. There's a little in-flight holder here. It's supposed to come out or anything like that. Really nice aircraft. Very nice. So far this is really nice cabin. Very comfortable, well padded. Overhead panel has Wi-Fi and on board. We have a little waist bag. Breeze Airways waist bag. A220 safety pamphlet. Very nice. And then, of course, the last thing, they have the snack and beverage option, which we'll take a look at once we get to cruise now too. But so far, a really great aircraft. So far, a really good flight. Very comfortable. I'm looking forward to how this aircraft's going.
Large items limits overhead, place laptops, backpacks, smaller bags, and other items completely underneath the seat in front of you. For guests in rows under seat stowage, items must be placed in our overhead bin for takeoff and landing. For those guests seated in the exit seat, please use the passenger safety information card located on the seat back pocket. If you feel you cannot meet the criteria or perform the functions listed on the card, please notify a crew member and we'll be happy to receipt you. The in-flight crew is in the aisle to assist you and help you find your seat. Once again, welcome aboard and enjoy your flight.
First officer Cat. In fact, we have 3 of Breeze's very best flight attendants. They're here for your comfort and primarily for your safety, so please pay close attention to make your safety briefings. Over to Fort Lauderdale should be a quick flight, 1 hour. We're expecting a few bumps as we're coming out of some weather out of Tallahassee and a few bumps into Fort Lauderdale. There's going to be some weather on the way over there. I'll try my best to get that seatbelt sign turned off. I don't think it'll be possible today, but we'll see once we reach our cruising altitude if we can find some smooth air. Just give you a few minutes to stand up. On behalf of the whole crew, we want to welcome you aboard. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
For takeoff, please ensure that your seatbelts are fastened. Towel holders, tray tables, and seat backs are in the upright and still position. Carry-ons are properly stowed and small electronics are placed in airplane mode and secured. If your seat has a footrest, please stow it now. To fasten your seatbelt, place the metal tip into the buckle and pull tight in the strap so low and tight across your lap. To open, lift top left the buckle. Seatbelts must be fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is illuminated. All airplanes are non-smoking. This includes e-cigarettes and vaping. Federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or showing laboratory smoke detectors and drinking personal alcohol brought on board the aircraft. Federal regulations require just compliance with all lit information signs, posted placards, and crew member instructions. There are 6 exits on this aircraft, 2 exit doors at the front of the aircraft, 2 window exits of the wings, and 2 exit doors in the back of the aircraft. All exit doors are triplet size, which can be detached and used for flotation aids. 4 additional racks are located overhead bins identified by a placard. Overwing exit hatch size that can be used in a non-water landing. If there's lost electric power, flare low emergency lighting will guide you to the exit. All exits are clearly marked with the green running man symbol. Please take a moment to find the 2 exits nearest to you and keep in mind they might be behind you. Life vests are located in a compartment beneath or adjacent to your seat. Remove the vest from the pouch by pulling on the red tab. Put the vest over your head and fasten the strap around your waist. Adjust the strap to fit tight. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab, or manually inflate by blowing air into the tube. The life vest has a locator light that will illuminate once immersed in water. Infant life vests are located in a rear overhead bin identified with a placard. Instructions for operation are found in the passenger safety information card, which is located in your seat pocket. Flight attendants will distribute infant life vests if necessary. In the event we lose cabin pressure, panels above your seat will open automatically, revealing oxygen masks. Quickly reach for the nearest mask and pull down firmly to start the flow of oxygen. Ensure the plastic bag is clear of the mask. If wearing a personal face covering, remove your mask and place the oxygen mask over your nose and mouth. Slip the elastic band over your head and tighten the straps. The bag may not inflate even though oxygen is flowing. Remember to secure your own mask first before helping others and continue to mask until advised by a crew member that oxygen is no longer needed. Thank you for your attention. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight. If there's anything we can do to make your flight more enjoyable, please do not hesitate to call on us. And if you lose an electronic device in your seat, please do not adjust your seat and ask a crew member for assistance. Thank you.
Flight attendants, please be seated for takeoff. options on Breeze Airways for any snacks or beverages on this flight. Really good. Here in first class, you can get it all for free. It's a little bit of a ride today, so they limited the service and of course the duration of the flight. First class got snacks and beverages, but economy and nicer seats didn't really get it. They just offer water. So thankfully we're here in first class. We get to try out the food, and which I think will be serving us up. Service just came around. I got potato chips cooked, and they give you the whole can here. So really, really nice. Very great airline. Our service is really good. Very nice for Breeze Airways. Thank you. All right, we're in the bathroom of Breeze Airways A220. Relatively clean here. Very spacious, very roomy. Over at top, really nice. So this is really good for this bathroom. Relatively clean. I say this is a good bathroom for Breeze Airways. This is a really good job on the A220. I forgot to notice there's also a flight attendant call button here in the bathroom, which is a really good feature. Very nice bathroom for Breeze Airways. We're about to begin our descent shortly.
Welcome to Fort Lauderdale. The local time is approximately 3:49. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is turned off and keep the aisle clear of carry-on items. You are now free to use your mobile phone and use caution when opening overhead compartments as items may have shifted in plane. Once we arrive at the gate and the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign, one of our flight attendants from the back will move to the front of the aircraft. We kindly ask that you remain seated until they pass by. We appreciate your cooperation. Thank you for flying with Breeze Airways today. We enjoyed having you on our flight and hope to see you again really soon.
Hey folks on flight deck, we're still on active taxiway. We're just here holding short, waiting for ATC to clear us to continue our taxi. Just want you to remain seated here as we're on active taxiway with your seatbelts on.
close that window shade and open up those air vents to keep the plane nice and cool.
We just deboarded the plane. It was a really nice flight. The captain signed my little logbook I have, which is really, really nice. Other than that, I enjoyed my flight on Breeze. And this crew was very nice. The flight was very enjoyable. So we're gonna head to the hotel, but the next day we're flying Fort Lauderdale back to Tallahassee on Breeze Airways. So we'll see y'all once we get back to the airport here in Fort Lauderdale. Everyone, welcome to Calhoun Aviation Experience. We're here at Fort Lauderdale Airport for our flight from Fort Lauderdale back to Tallahassee on Breeze Airways A220-300 in their first class Breeze Ascent. It's currently right now 4:10 in the morning. Our flight departs at 6 o'clock, and our flight boards at 5:30. So we just passed TSA. It was a really, really long line due to a bunch of flights departing at 6 a.m. So we're gonna head to gate A5 right now. We're currently passing the C terminal, but we're gonna go downstairs, head to gate A5 for our flight. It is the A220-300. That's gonna take us over to Tallahassee today. Breeze Airways. Our registration for today is N203BZ. We're here at gate A5, and the mechanic crew are on board right now, getting the plane ready. So once the mechanic crew get off, the pilots will board and we'll get on our way. We're right next to a Allegiant 737 MAX 8, and then we have a Frontier plane on the other side at gate. I believe that's A2 or A1. And then across the hall we have Southwest planes, but that's our ride for today. It's currently now 4:20, so we have about almost an hour before we board. So once we get boarding, we get to see. Not a lot of planes here at the gate, so maybe we get a little tour of the airport and see what's here. About to begin our boarding process. I believe it's a great time to share my thoughts on board our Breeze Airways flight up to Fort Lauderdale. Starting with the seat. The seat was very comfortable, well padded. The head and leg recline wasn't really working, but that's because it was an older A220 that Breeze Airways has, so it wasn't really working. But other than that, it was pretty good. Tray table was very sturdy. Definitely a nice fix for Breeze Airways. As it pertains to the in-flight entertainment, the Wi-Fi wasn't really working. The Wi-Fi was going in and out, and then eventually it became unavailable. So that was a bit disappointing, but they definitely offer movies and TV shows and free messaging and in-flight map and stuff, but it was really unfortunate not to be able to use those on that flight. And as it pertains to the food and the snacks, it was a really nice offer. They offered chips and Coke, but for the nicer and nice bundle, of course, because the flight was so short, they weren't able to serve snacks, so they only got water. So the only people that really got snacks and other drinks were first class. So glad to be able to show y'all that. And then the last thing is the service. The service was really, really nice. The flight crew were very friendly. They were proactive, checking on people in the aisles and making sure everyone was enjoying their time on Breeze Airways. So Breeze Airways definitely holds the standard to one of the best crew. So definitely an okay flight down to Fort Lauderdale. Definitely fly Breeze Airways again. So I'm excited to see us in first class again today. We're in seat 2F today. So we'll head up Tallahassee once boarding starts. Alright everyone. We're about to start our boarding process in about 30 minutes. It's currently 5:08. Boarding begins at 5:30. They're going to fuel up the plane, load the last bags, and get on our way. Our first officer just finished the inspection of the aircraft. So we're boarding in zone 1 today for our seat. Our seat's 2F. So we get another first class seat to give y'all some footage. Welcome aboard Breeze Airways A220 seat. It's about the same as we had on our flight down to Fort Lauderdale. There's coat hanger push. Seat back in pocket. Mini tray table for your drinks. There's extra storage down here. There's a USB, USB-C, and computer charging port here. There's storage. Yeah, the little tray table. There's our main tray table. There's storage down here. And the legs, recline does not operate on this plane, so you got the headrest. We have the adjustable headrest. Very well padded.
Good morning. Welcome to flight number 1911. Service to Tallahassee.
Our in-flight menu, we'll take a look at
Place laptops, backpacks, smaller bags, and other items.
safety card here.
For guests seated in rows with no under seat stowage, items must be placed in an overhead bin to take off and landing. For those guests seated in
then for the last one we have the, of course, the waist bag, just in case you get air sickness.
If you feel you cannot meet the criteria or perform the functions listed on the card, please notify a crew member will be happy to seat you. Then flight crews in the aisle to assist you and help you find your seat. Once again, welcome aboard and enjoy your flight.
Make everything. That's the outside. Very nice A220 thing here. And we're about to get on our way shortly. Alright everyone, the Wi-Fi is working on this flight, so we get a little IFE tour starting with the flight map. Of course we're not in the air yet, so it's not working, but it definitely tells you the current altitude, speed, and distance. So, very nice in-flight map. Going to the movies and shows. See if there's, of course there's movies on here. Get a little vibes and viral shows to watch. There's action, movies and shows, comedy. There's documentaries on here. Of course, drama, sci-fi, thrillers. They have kids on here for if kids want to watch something. All movies and all TV shows. So, really nice options to watch here. And of course, you get free messaging and the Wi-Fi is on board. So, we're going to see what we can do here on this flight. Very nice in-flight entertainment, and we'll be pushing back shortly.
It actually looks like they're in the east weather. Taking off out of Fort Lauderdale, but we're going to go out over the ocean and shit. And then once we come back across land, sometimes we can get a few bumps and stuff from across there. But for the most part, it's fairly short flight, pretty quick over there. Thankfully, there's no weather between here and there. If you're from Florida, you know what I'm talking about. So the first flight of the morning actually looks fairly decent. When you guys came in, you guys met Jared. You have Taylor and Lee in the back. Folks, keep your here for your comfort. The biggest priority. Safety. If they ask you to do something today, please do it. Because if they ask me, I'm going to do it. They're the safety experts on this airplane. Airplane has one of the most advanced radar systems in the entire industry. Lets me see everything. One thing she doesn't let me see though is rough air. So while we're flying today, please keep that seat open up while you're sitting in your seat. That way, if we hit some unsmooth air, nobody gets tossed around the flight deck. We've seen those videos, the social media of people getting hurt. Nobody wants any of that today. Please keep those seatbelts done up. If you get up and move around the cabin during the flight, once you return to your seat, please put that seatbelt back on just in case we hit some unsmooth air. Again, don't want anybody hurt. This airplane has every safety feature, every redundancy. I even have a spare engine in the back, believe it or not. However, the two most important safety features of this airplane are those seatbelts and your flight attendants. We're going to get pushed off here as soon as they send me the paperwork, and we'll get you up there, and maybe I'll throw a little extra gas at it and see if we can get you there early. Thank you.
First Officer Noah. My name is Jared, and I'm assisted by Leah and Taylor in the main cabin today. We're excited to have you on board and look forward to serving you. Our flying time to Tallahassee is scheduled for 1 hour. Please direct your attention to the flight attendants in the cabin as we provide important safety information about our flight. There is a passenger safety information card located at each seat. Please follow along as we point out some of the safety features of this A223 aircraft. In preparation for takeoff, please ensure that your seatbelts are fastened, tablet holders, tray tables, and seat bags are in the upright and stowed positions. Carry-on items are properly stowed, and small electronics are placed in airplane mode and secured. If your seat has a footrest, please stow it now. To fasten your seatbelt, place the metal tip into the buckle and pull to tighten the strap so it is low and tight across your lap. To open, lift the top flap of the buckle. Seatbelts must be fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is illuminated. All of our flights are non-smoking. This includes e-cigarettes and vaping. Federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying lavatory smoke detectors and drinking personal alcohol brought on board the aircraft. Federal regulations require guest compliance with all lighted information signs, posted placards, and crew member instructions. There are 6 exits on the aircraft, 2 exit doors at the front of the aircraft, 2 window exits over the wings, and 2 exit doors at the back of the aircraft. All exit doors are equipped with slides, which can be detached and used as flotation aids. 4 additional rafts are located in overhead bins identified by a placard. Overwing exits have slides that can be used in a non-water landing. If there is a loss of electric power, floor level emergency lighting will guide you to the exits. All exits are clearly marked with a green running man symbol. Please take a moment to find the 2 exits nearest you and keep in mind they might be behind you. Life vests are located in a compartment beneath or adjacent to your seat. Remove the vest from the pouch by pulling on the red tab. Put the vest over your head and fasten the strap around your waist. Adjust the strap to fit tight. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab, or manually inflate by blowing air into the tube. The life vest has a locator light that will illuminate once immersed in water. Infant life vests are located in a rear overhead bin identified with a placard. Instructions for operation are found on the passenger safety information card, which is located in your seat back pocket. Flight attendants will distribute infant life vests if necessary. In the event we lose cabin pressure, panels above your seat will open automatically, revealing oxygen masks. Quickly reach for the nearest mask and pull down firmly to start the flow of oxygen. Ensure that the plastic bag is clear. If wearing a personal face covering, remove your mask and place the oxygen mask over your nose and mouth. Slip the elastic band over your head and tighten the straps. The bag may not inflate even though oxygen is flowing. Remember to secure your own mask first before helping others, and continue to use the oxygen mask until advised by a crew member that oxygen is no longer needed. Thank you for your attention. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy our flight. If there's anything we can do to make your flight more enjoyable, please do not hesitate to call on us. If you lose your electronic device in your seat, please do not adjust your seat and ask a crew member for assistance. Thank you. Flight attendants, please be seated for takeoff.
cruising altitude. We passed 10,000 feet right now. One thing I can say I love about Breeze Airways is just how nice and quiet the A220 is, but also the cabin lighting in the plane is really, really nice. So they just came around with information on snacks and drinks and said that the snacks and drinks are available with Breeze Ascent except for the snack and premium snacks. So today we're gonna see if we can get like gummy worms and maybe a Sprite on board. Here's the menu of the snacks and choices. So great offers here for Breeze Airways. We're climbing through the Everglades here at Florida, and we should be at a cruising altitude shortly. And they said they're gonna begin service in like 5 or 10 minutes. So once they begin service, we'll show y'all what we got. Breeze Airways just came around with service. Apparently they were serving the snap pack, so I got a snap pack and a Coke. We're gonna see what's in the snap pack. So you first get some almonds, done out dry, roasted sea salt almonds. You get Tate's chocolate chip cookies on here. You get white cheddar pirate's booty, which is basically like baked corn puffs. You get the Albanese gummy worms. Last thing is you get like a coloring sheet and a little Wix toy on the bottom. So really nice snack pack here. We're just about cruising out too. Just gonna sit back, relax, and enjoy the fun. Come in on another bathroom report here in the A220 on Breeze Airways. You got the soap, the water. They got a flight tent call button in here. There's toilet. There's baby ball and everything. They have a little coat hanger in here too. They have a little coat hanger in here. So this is really nice. Good bathroom, good aircraft, relatively clean. Real nice. One, we're on our descent down into Tallahassee, and I believe it's time for me to share my thoughts on this flight. So for the seat, it was really comfortable. The entertainment was working. The Wi-Fi was very, very nice. Seat is very comfortable, very nice. As it pertains to the snacks, the snack was really, really enjoyable. I would definitely purchase a snack box again in the future. That was a really, really nice thing to have on board. And the service is amazing. The crew were in the aisles, checking all passengers. They were on time. They were proactive. So I believe that was a really, really nice plus for Breeze Airways. I would definitely fly Breeze Airways again in first class. This has been a really great experience, and it's unfortunate that it came to an end, but hopefully we get to fly Breeze Airways again in the future. So we're beginning our ascent down Tallahassee. Should be on the ground in the next 10 minutes.
713. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is turned off, and keep the aisle clear of any carry-on items. You are now free to use your mobile phone. Use caution when opening overhead compartments as items may have shifted in flight. For those of you continuing on to Raleigh, please remain seated while guests ending their travel in Tallahassee. The plane and flight attendants have completed their guest count. Once the count is verified, you're welcome to stretch your legs while we wait for the arriving guests aboard the aircraft. Once we arrive at the gate and the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign, one of our flight attendants from the back of the aircraft will move to the front. We kindly ask that you remain seated until they pass by. We appreciate your cooperation. Thank you for flying with Breeze Airways today. We've enjoyed having you on our flight. We hope to see you again soon. captain has turned off the seatbelt sign. At this time, we ask that you remain seated. Please remain seated. Ma'am, please sit down. Once the flight attendant has made her way from the back of the aircraft to the front, you are free to grab your belongings. And as always, use caution when opening overhead bins as they may have shifted during flight. Flight attendants disarm doors, cross-check our job easier too.
Yeah. It's like really, really computerized and everything.
Oh, yeah, very advanced.
That's really cool.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
When was this like plane delivered or anything? You happen to know?
So this is one of our original ones.
Oh.
So she's a little bit older,
Oh wow.
but it's still only been 4 years.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
Old
cool.
plane, 4 years.
So, literally. So her first flight was in May of 2022. So it's
Wow.
very early.
That's nice. I'm looking forward to getting my private pilot's license and being a regional jet pilot. To start off, I might fly for American Airlines, but with this plane, it might make me change my mind.
Yeah, American.
Nice.
They don't have anything this advanced.
Yeah.
So, well, they're 787s, but that's
Yeah, this is nice. Thank y'all guys so much.
Yeah, take care.
When we just deboarded the plane, really nice flight. This has been a great experience with Breeze. Hopefully I can fly him again. Thank y'all guys so much for joining me on my trip report. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see if we can post a lot more videos about the trip reports and definitely plane spotting videos. So I'll see y'all next time.